Division 2 ERN. We're at Canada now after, well, a very exciting Azerbaijan Grand Prix last week. As you will notice, I am not Dime Zero. It's ERN Gibby this time as main com, and I'm joined by Will R. Howard, who's helping me along the way.
Thank you very much.
So big apologies to everyone who's expecting super hyper Dime Zero commentary. Unfortunately, he's not very well at the moment, so we wish him a speedy recovery and he'll be back. But already we got cars coming out onto track, and you'll also notice that DPT Pool car has already retired. That is due to the fact that he has a qualifying ban for retiring in qualifying last time out, so don't do that again. Anyway, it looks like the first car we're going to get out on track is ABR Raz coming around the track now. So I don't know how well versed you are in the Div 2 pecking order, Will, but early days, do you have any predictions for who may take pole in this session?
The thing is, Canada's a very evening track. It's one of the few tracks a lot of people can nail and other people can't. It's one of those that it could be anybody's day here. Obviously, you've got the usual fast boys out there. I reckon Storm's going to have a good showing today. Skeefy, I don't know where he's going to be today. He's have a few iffy performances here and there, but I reckon he'll be given a strong outing.
Yeah, I mean, we've always got the strong drivers out there. Like Storm's very quick, but again, he's another one that's inconsistent. One to look out for, I'd say, would be Anthem. But it's not a very good exit out of the final corner, but that's okay. You still get a decent amount of speed into turn one. Let's do an onboard lap here with ABR Raz. See how it goes. Coming down into turn one, pick the braking point right on that dark patch there. Clip the inside, very good. Gets into second gear, could take it first to get that little bit of extra rotation, but he doesn't. Nice short shifting up there the hill, getting good traction. This is the part of the track I really hate. I cannot get that for the life of me, and there it is. Yeah, he has invalidated. It's so hard getting that corner right because you're getting thrown out over the curb. We're going to drop back down to Breezy, who has also invalidated his lap. So I think the next one we got is one of the Ferraris, which is...
It will be TBAG, T-Bag.
Is it T-Bag? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
And here's another tricky corner here. I don't know what number corner it is, but that curb on the inside there can really throw you out. And because of the high curbs here at this track, it can really throw you off. I've just noticed that the stream says Division 1. I think I can change that.
Just noticing here as well, everyone is starting on the soft, so no one's going to try and go for potentially an alternate, maybe put a bank lap in or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can... I think the strategy here is you can go soft... well, it's an odd one, because you can go soft, medium, I think it's a good one, or maybe soft, medium. There's a lot of different strategies you can try, but the softs do go off quite quickly here, as Anthem sets the pace with a 109.2. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to leave the stream title, but I'll try and sort it out during the 5-minute break for the meantime. Let me just find some more people finishing their lap. Ake Belova, he's coming up to the line now as Darko Wade sets the fastest.
Oh, Darko.
Yeah. So, good lap him in there. I am lost at the minute. ERN Ramos, he's the next one to cross the line. Let's see what time he does. Goes for 109.3, puts himself P3 at the minute.
ERN Storm about to cross the line.
Yeah.
ERN Storm, P2.
P2, yeah.
109 flat.
So some good bank laps coming in here. I think that's D6W coming up to the line now, but I think he invalidated now. It's one of the McLarens. It's going to be Christoph.
Christoph.
And he has a 109.3, putting in P4, yeah.
Also, we do have a Williams coming
it's
up.
Raz.
ABR
Yeah,
Raz,
it's Raz, so I think he invalidated his initial lap. So this will be his first lap of the session. And a 109.9. So Darko Wade initially with the 108.8 set himself a couple of tenths ahead of the other drivers here. So very good banker for him coming into this track. But I think that's partly what it's all about here at Canada. As Steffi Worthy Gamer throws in a 108.6. As I'm just saying about how good of a job Darko Wade's done. So that shut me up. But it's such an easy track to invalidate at that, you know, sometimes it's all about just at least getting in a half decent lap so that you've then got something to work with. As we got Ireland now coming up to the line, what's he going to do? 109.5, puts himself P9.
Steffi Worthy just spins it round. facing the wrong way. He's got to be careful there and turn it back around so he doesn't get disqualified.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, that. Just looking to see if anyone else is on a lap. I believe one of the Williams cars. That's Raz who's coming in there. We've got Skeefy, I think, who's going to be the next one to cross the line.
Skeefy, yeah.
So here we go. The crucial part of the track, the final couple of corners, going past the wall of champions there. You've got to make sure you get a good exit, and that looked very tidy from him there. It's going to be a good lap.
Yeah, it was
109.5.
109.
Yeah, so just looking like there seems to be a big group of drivers on that 109.5, and I also believe that Skeefy, this is his first time back on the pad on this game, actually.
It's a pad or wheel?
Oh, it's the wheel. Yes, sorry, wrong piece of equipment. So yeah, not a bad job from him there, putting himself right in the mix.
Who else do we have? So NLC Island coming round. No, he's going into the pits. So the only other two drivers out on track at the moment that will be starting their laps is HCR Fearless and Matrice. Both of the Avtora guys.
D6W just come up to the line there now. He's done a 109.5 again. Just looking at how close that is, all the way from P7 all the way down to P11, all doing 109.5s. So definitely seems to be the sort of average time to do at the minute. Anything above that will put you in good stead in this qualifying.
What's interesting as well is everyone's just going to get a feel for the track limits to see how far they can push it. Most people as well run in time trials, so they're used to everything being like perfect conditions, and now it's not 100% perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
to get a feel for everything, feel for the grip.
So we've now got Matrice on an outlap just coming up to the line here. He's backed off massively. His teammates come behind him, maybe just giving him a bit of a tow up to the line, but I believe they're both on outlaps. Yeah, they are, so interesting choice that.
Well, a compromise is a lap there, even if it's a couple of attempts. Like, well, I say a couple of attempts, even if it's a couple of hundredths. Sorry.
Yeah,
all makes a difference.
It might, but at the same time, if you're close enough to your teammate behind, if you do invalidate, which obviously is quite common here, you can abandon your lap and go for tow, as HCR Fearless is in fact disconnected from the lobby. He was the car behind, so if you could try and get him back, that would be great.
Did just see as well, she's set a purple sector 1.
Ooh, some cheeses on a good lap. I'm just going to ride on board with Teabag at the minute because he's also looking pretty handy. Sets purple sector 2, not sure how much I trust that. So we'll back on with Matrice as he comes to the end of his lap now. Looks like he's a little bit up as well in that middle sector, so it's looking like a decent lap for him so far. Once again into this final corner. So he's very conservative. Oh, he cuts the second part of the chicane, invalidating his lap. He'll be kicking himself for that. That's a 109.7. In fact, it was a 9 actually. So I don't think he even improved by the end of that. As Teabag went P3 with his lap right behind. So, quick lap from him.
So AK just taps the wall of champions on the exit there. Let's see where he ends up. Pulls himself 5th with a 109 flat there.
Yeah, very good job there. I believe last time out in Baku, the two Alfa Romeo cars had an incredible performance, so maybe they're on a bit of a good run of form here. Let's just see Crystal.
You get to see laps here from HCR Fearless, as I'm sure he's loading back into the game now. Stickman, who's also on an outlap, and Breezy. Breezy has invalidated, so see if he goes for another lap. He does have quite a bit of ARS, so it looks like he's going for another one.
Yeah, I think I'll just ride on board for the majority of this lap here, just to get a feel of a whole lap, seeing as I haven't done that yet. But yeah, Breezy's one of these drivers that I've noticed in the races. He's been he ends up being either near the back, or he always makes it back up in the race, but he's had quite poor luck recently and hasn't necessarily been finishing the races. So I reckon if he can keep it clean, he'll make up the time and get it in, as Anthem sets a 108.5, putting himself on provisional pole for the meantime. Just on board with this lap now. It's very tidy so far.
Oh, Stickman's just invalidated.
That's got to be really annoying for him. He does still have time in the session to get another run in, but it's going to put a lot of pressure on that last run to be a good one. He's now coming down into the chicane, picking his braking point. He takes, there, that's the line. Takes a lot of curb on the first corner in, and then gets best exit out. So it's a 109.0, so that puts him P5. Good lap there from him.
I mean, we were talking about the 109.5 crew. The 109 flat crew is looking very good. I mean, between P5 and P9, there's not even a tenth of a second in it.
Yeah, impressive stuff. It's looking rather close at the minute, but there is still quite a wide spread from P1 all the way down to, well, it's P17 at the minute. But I'm sure by the end of the session that will close up a bit. So just try and find another car. HRC Fearless, he's just starting a lap. I believe it's one of the Renault cars. Nope, that's Ramos coming into the pits. God, it's so hard to find a lap. There's a D6W.
D6W.
Yeah, he's going for it.
So
109.1, so just off that 109.0 group there, but still very close between all of them. Now got Skeefy coming up to the line.
we've got Lewis 109.1 as well. Puts himself 10th.
Yeah, good stuff that from him. Putting himself in the mix. As Chelsea's coming up to the line, but they have invalidated, so I'm not sure if they're going for another lap, and I think that's a double invalidation, so must have invalidated in that final corner, which is a real shame for them. Kills both the laps, but again, still got time in the session to come back in. Breezy pulls into the
Can we
pits.
keep an eye on? Oh, HCR Fearless just really thrown it round the hairpin there.
Yeah, I'll get back on board with him as this is first lap of the session, isn't it, due to that disconnect. So hopefully he'll put in something somewhat representative. This is the final corner. Takes a lot of speed through that final couple of corners there. It's a 109.5, which is not bad considering it's the first lap so far. And just outside the top 10, which could prove to be quite a good place to be. With the
hairpin, his tail span out quite a bit and he could have lost it quite easily, so
yeah,
I reckon there's a good few attempts in there for him. All he needs to do is just get it back safely and then go again.
Yeah, I think it's just getting as many laps as you can in here. Seeing as so many get invalidated.
So at the moment, Steffi Werfi is about to start another lap here. He's the closest one to Anthem by just under 2/10 of a lap.
Yeah.
So, see if he's got anything left in him.
Anthem, I'd say, is probably one of the quicker drivers in this division at the minute, but again, has been struggling a little bit with attendance, which hasn't put them in a great position in terms of the championship, but definitely a good contender for race wins. Steffi sets a purple sector 1, so it's looking like a good lap so far. Loses it a little bit coming out of that corner, but keeps it together. So, lap's not dead just yet. Braking on the bridge, see how much curve they take. Oh, don't take a lot of curve at all. That's not a great exit. All starting to fall apart in that middle sector.
See if he's up on his time.
We'll see, yeah.
He's up by a lot on his time there. He's lost a lot of time taking that much curve.
Yeah, and taking it very wide. It looks like they've pulled off the ERS, so maybe abandon the lap and going for another one there. Is anyone else on a lap at the moment? Eke Belova.
Oh,
yeah,
Eke is.
I'll just spot him. It's a very good banker lap, so takes a look of. Ooh, I think just about tapped the wall of champions there. It's coming up to the line now. It's a 108.9.
It's 108.9.
Yeah. So decent lap there.
Did you see a Darko Wade yet? He was very lucky not to get disqualified then, parked right on the pit exit.
Yeah.
He's letting his teammate go past.
Yeah, it's very difficult trying to let people through at this track as it's very much a one-line circuit. But there are spaces to let people through. In fact, there's a little bit of a train here forming behind, I think it is Eke, who's on his in-lap.
It's
quite a few cars here. That's Teabag again. I think I just saw he was improving in that middle sector, so he's on a good lap, but he's got a lot of traffic here. He manages to get past Stickman. Don't think he got held up too much there. He might get a big toe down this straight here. It'll be a very good lap if he does.
Ooh. As Anthem.
Yeah, good exit he got out of there. But
Just a shame that those drivers just pulled right over.
Yeah, I think they realised that they were going to give him the toe there. So
oh no, he dives straight into pits. He's just going to see if he can get a fresh lap out.
yeah,
Got to be in and out there very quickly. He should have enough time.
yeah. So we'll go on board with Anthem, who's our current pole sitter, who's going for what will probably be their final lap of this session, unless we got the timer glitch, which I wouldn't be surprised if we do. But let's just see how they take this track. Oh yeah.
Is Steffi invalidated again? So he's going for his third lap on the soft here.
Yeah, Anthem also just invalidated into turn 3 there. Those couple of corners, I think it's turn 3 and 4, I absolutely despise. They are... the amount of laps I've invalidated going through there is ridiculous. It's just not a couple of corners that I enjoy.
I definitely think at least for your first lap, you've got to make sure that you just keep it within the lines.
Yeah. The William car, ABL Raz coming outside, but once again, it's another invalidated lap for them. They're really struggling to get a lap in here in this session. We've also got Chelsea, who's come up right behind Anthem as well here on their lap, and Anthem did invalidate, but they've backed off, so they must be just going for another lap.
Anthem's definitely going to try and put another lap in there.
Yep, here comes Darko Wade, he's coming up to the line now. 1:10.1, so not a very good lap from him, but it looks like he's actually just starting a lap, so maybe he just abandoned one.
Quite a lot of invalidations at the moment.
Yeah, it's not surprising at this track.
Skeefy's invalidated. Bayless is invalidated. Ireland is on a lap at the moment. Just seeing who else is around.
Yep, Storm's just started a lap, so I'll sit on board with him for a little bit.
No worries, I'm just sitting on with ABR Raz coming up towards the line. It seems like he hasn't invalidated at the moment.
Okay.
He's going to be looking to improve and get himself out of 18th position here. This is coming up to the final chicane. Takes it quite nice through there. And it's enough to improve. It takes him up to 12th, so he's comes up 6 positions there as he's just been knocked down to 13th. Who did cross the line just then? I think that might have been Nicky?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm just going to sit on board here with NRC Ireland, our current championship leader, as they put themselves P9 just inside the top 10. It's coming up to the closing stages of this session. Got HCR, who's just starting a lap. Struggling with names. Stickman, who has once again invalidated a lap as they come up to the line. I think they've just about got enough time to get another lap in, luckily. Chelsea coming up to the line now. Yeah, they're still off, so they must go for another lap if they want to improve. And I believe it's Skeefy coming up to the line. No, it's David. And that's the best he can do in this session for me. It says he's P8.
Yep. It says he's completely done now as well.
Yep, so I think this is the end of the session now that we got the checkered flag showing up. So NRC Arns puts his car P8, as now we've got the other McLaren driver of our Christoph, who has invalidated his lap, so he's just going to be pulling straight off into the pits. ABR Raz, who will also be coming into the pits. Skeefy, who's also invalidated it and will be coming into the pits. Who else have we got? We've got Teabag, who's coming through the final corners. He's invalidated, but he's decided to finish his lap anyway. So we'll then hop back on board with getting lost. Matrice puts himself P15. Decent lap from him there. One of the Red Bulls of Nicky as they come across the line. They lost a lot of pace coming up to the line. I think they may have run out of fuel there. As ACR feel this burst to put themselves P9 by the end of the session there, so not the best start with the disconnect, but managed to get inside the top 10 by the end of it, so good job from them. As Chelsea comes across the line, sets a 109.6, but it's not enough to move them any further up the grid. Skeefy now, it's not Skeefy, it's David's AI car, so I think that's it for the session. And that is qualifying over.
It is. So, Ireland there, starting with the free choice of tyre for the race. Could be one to look out for, I reckon. For a high points finish. I mean, Anthem, we got a pole, quite a comfortable pole, really, over almost 2/10.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland last time out, I believe he came from P14 to take the win in Baku, so never say never with him, and especially with the free tyre choice. I believe if you are starting on the softs, it is naturally a 2-stop strategy that you adopt, and if you are outside that top 10, you can go for the 1-stop of the mediums hards, which could prove to be very beneficial. So here is your starting grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got Anthem on pole position with a 108.5, very good lap from that. Steffi with a 108.6, only a little bit behind. Then Darko Wade and Teabag on the second row of the grid. Good laps from them, another good showing from Alfa Romeo. They seem to be really pulling it up as Nikki and Eke Biloba on the grid behind them. Breezy, Arntz, Fearless, Storm rounds off your top 10. It'll be annoying for Storm there, being just inside the top 10 as he won't have that free tyre choice. And in fact, I've just noticed that him and Fearless set the exact same time in that qualifying session. So impressive stuff from those two, all about who crosses the line first. Island, Christoph, Ramos, Skeefy, D6W, Matrice, Raz, Chelsea, Stickman and DPT Paul will be starting from the back of the grid.
Just looking there, I think from about 13th I was looking, all the way down to 6th, there's a 10th in it, or just over a 10th. That's all there is separating those amount of people.
Yeah, that's incredibly close between
It's
all
very
of them.
tight.
Yeah.
All I know is it's going to make for a very good race.
Yeah, so I'll leave it here over the guys outside the top 10 so we can see which tyre strikes are going. You can already see some of the guys opting for the mediums. They've only got a little bit of time to choose it. But any thoughts for who you think is going to win this race from that? Because, I mean, personally, I think Anthem's looking very quick, but I really don't want to rule out Island from outside the top 10 with the free tyre choice.
I think with the way pace has been going, it literally could be anyone's race. All it takes is, like, Anthem as well. If he gets off to a clean start and keeps his race clean, he's probably going to have it. But anything can happen. It's a very tight track at times. Clip a wing and then that's it. You've got to come into the pits. So I think it literally could be anyone's race today. I wouldn't rule anyone out. All it takes is a safety car. I mean, 2011, there were 6 safety cars. Jensen Button pitted a ridiculous amount of times.
Yeah, I believe it was...
I can't remember the exact...
I think it was 6 times he went through the pit lane, including a drive-through penalty, to then come in to win that race. In fact, I didn't actually... no one's told me the weather report for this race, but it's looking fairly clear in the sky there, so I don't think we're going to get any rain. Let me just try and update the stream title so it's not... This is how I do it. Is Nightbot going to work? Stream title's been updated. ERN Division 2 Canada. There we go. That'll do. So sorry about that, guys. First time actually streaming using the new setup, so it's a little bit rough around the edges. But yeah, hopefully it's going smoothly for you guys in chat. If any of you guys in chat want to let us know your predictions for the race, I'm going to predict my top 3 now. I'm going to go for... Let's have a look. Teabag was looking quite strong in the race, so I'm going to go with him. Darko Wade's been looking good, so I think I'm going to go for Anthem for the win, Teabag for P2, and then Darko Wade for P3. A little bit of a... Not. I don't think I've ever really put any one of those 3 in the top 3 before. I think maybe Teabag before, but yeah, completely new top 3 for me. But one that you really can't throw out of the question yet is NRC Island from outside the top 10. Skeevy saying, I'm going to predict I'm going to die. Beardo Will saying Anthem, Storm, Breezy. So fair shout that for the pole sitter to take the win. What are your predictions, Will?
Me, I'm gonna say Anthem's gonna drop off a bit. I reckon there's gonna be an error, or there's gonna be a safety car and someone's gonna capitalise on it. I'm gonna actually put Teabag for the win. Then I'm gonna put Darko in P2 and then Island P3. Okay,
nice. Good idea with the predictions there. The other thing to remember is because I think if you get a lap 1 safety car, we're gonna see everyone on the soft tyres pull into the pits and switch instantly. You might as well take it because I think they only last till like lap 6 or anything anyway. So then you could probably take medium.
That's if you do one flying lap.
Yeah, but what's also great with that is also with everyone coming in for those early pit stops, the guys outside the top 10 on the mediums, they then get the track position, so they don't have to worry about overtaking all these guys on the softs. So It'll be interesting to see. Just seeing DPT Paul saying me coming through the field. Yeah, no, you're a bit of an overtaking artist. So we expect to see some good moves there. Breezy to get the dub from Easton there in the chat. Yeah, Breezy's been a very quick driver as well in this division. It's fair to say he has a good chance of getting that win. The other one to look out for is Nicki Minaj at the start. They've had very good starts.
It's very fast.
It's their starts in particular that's impressive. They're one of these people that always seems to gain off the start. And to be fair, I believe this might be one of their highest qualifying positions all season. So they're very far up the grid. So I would not be surprised if we see them jump into the top 3 by turn 1.
It is a very short run to turn 1. It's about 160 meters from the start of the grid to turn 1. So be interesting to see how aggressive or how cautious people take it, especially with it being quite tight to go into the right-hander.
Yeah, I can say myself, yesterday in Div 1, I should have been a little bit more cautious as I chopped off a bit of my front wing on turn 1. I believe I was the only person in the entire field to do it, which was soul-destroying to say the least. Storm saying he's going to do a Spain replay, referring to his incredible overtakes he did back in Spain. So, yeah, please do. That would be fantastic for us to watch on the stream. Really cool, rooting for the underdog Darko. Yeah, both the Alfa Romeo guys have been really impressive last weekend, so I'm hoping they can continue that run of form. It'd be nice to see another team sort of pull through the grid.
I mean, I hope the Alpha boys do well.
Yeah, being an Alpha driver yourself, it's nice to see.
Being the Alpha driver that's not scoring any points at the moment, as we're about to get ready to go here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be rooting for my McLaren boys. Good luck out there, lads. As we just get the final 10 seconds of countdown before we get our formation lap. .76% of the lap is on throttle around here, so it is a lot. It's very intense, especially a few of those high-speed corners. Can do a lot for your tyres. Yeah.
As the grid's going, there we go. There's our pit stop strategy. Around lap 8 for your first stint.
Yeah, so it's a very fast track here at Canada, but it's also been having some massive accidents in the past. I think it was Div 2 last season. There was a massive crash at the Wall of Champions. I believe that was actually in qualifying, maybe. In fact, that one. So, would not be surprised to see again. And as well in real life, we saw that massive crash from Robert Kubica in 2007, and he came back a year later to take the win. So, it's the other important thing to remember about Canada, is it's been home to many drivers' first wins. Lewis Hamilton being one of them, Daniel Ricciardo, Robert Kubica, and I think a few others, but I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I think way back when it was John Lacey.
I think, yeah, John Lacey. I think it might have been his only win as well. I think I remember, reading up facts to tell you guys on the stream. So just looking at some strategies, some of them are saying that they could do a 3-stop strategy. That's definitely not going to be optimal. I think that's only going to be happening if...
with safety cars.
Well, not even with safety cars, maybe just with rear wings disappearing and people following into the pits. It's just in the anthem bunching up the grid nicely as we come up to the corner. Hopefully no one taps into each other and causes a disqualification. We hate to see that. Let's just see my good friends, Legends and Podium, say smooth jazz. Thank you. Come up to the line now. Just double check what tyres people went for, see if anyone went for anything peculiar, and yeah.
DPT Paul was on the hard, so he's really going to go for a long stint here, probably hoping for an early safety car just so he can start to cut through people in the field.
Yeah, I mean, he could hope for an early safety car, but I think he'll be more hoping for a late safety car, so when he's still out and everyone else is pitted and is behind him, he'll get that free stop. Yeah, Bill Will saying Wurz got his first podium here in 2007. So, more facts for you. We're all about facts here. Let's see if I can get a good camera angle off the start.
That's what I was saying, literally never count anyone out around here. Yeah.
As we've got 5 red lights, and it looks like we are actually going to get start for the first time ever in ERN, and the lights out and away we go. Anthem gets a decent start, decent getaway, but once again, looks like Nicki Minaj gets a good start and the timings have gone all over the place for me, so I have no idea where anyone is.
They are absolutely all
other
over
than
the
Anthem
place.
leading, so I'll stick on board with him. Can't really see what's going on further down.
I'm seeing a Haas just sneaking up the inside there of Renault.
Yep, so decent start from a lot of the guys there. I didn't see too much contact, but I'm hoping that these timings will sort themselves out, because it's really hard to switch between anyone in this menu.
There we go.
There we go.
Now, I believe. Yeah.
So looking further back, Chelsea just losing a position there, and now Matriz is going for the move. And he's got that done before there, so Chelsea not getting the best exit. Deep to the pool, not making any positions up so far on that opening lap. And Anthem's got himself...
HCR Fearless has made up 3 positions off the start.
Wow, impressive stuff there. Good start from him. Just seeing Anthem already pulled away that 1.3 second. He's outside of the DRS, so he's really made a good start of it, whereas everyone else is still within DRS of each other. Just looking further back to Teabag, see if he can get any closer. No. Breezy's looking fairly close to the back of Eke, but no, thinks better of it. I think a lot of these guys are just going to be waiting for DRS to be activated and go for it, as Anthem sets the fastest lap of the race, obviously.
What's going to be interesting to see, though, as well, is this is going to be a race of penalties.
Yeah.
It's going to be who's going to just stick it on the track and just make sure they keep themselves clean, or who's just going to go for it and see if they can get the gap.
Yeah.
As Steffi Weffy's already picked up a 3-second time penalty. Speaking of that...
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Already getting a 3-second penalty as we see a mistake there from Darko Wade. Oh, and another mistake from HCR Fearless. He's getting a bit too eager on the power, trying to capitalise on that move there, and Eke Vilova now gets past him. So, that was nearly bad for Darko Wade losing the position there, but he lucked out a bit. And in fact, managed to help his teammate out a little bit as well, as Eke moves up into P6.
Just looking to see... Oh, Skeefy's round.
Yep.
He's completely round. He's now at the back, unfortunately.
I think he did predict it. He did curse himself for saying the prediction, but it's his first time back on the wheel, so I think he'll just be planning to finish this race. I think that'll be his goal here.
It's still my goal at the moment to finish a race. He has picked up wing damage though, so he will be coming into pits. It's Anthem now getting into his rhythm there, as he picks up a 3-second time penalty, and Chelsea as well.
Yeah, so lots of people. I mean, it's only been 3 laps and they're already starting to pick up penalties. Dare I say it, that we might see a disqualification, as we've got a bit of action further up as HCR Fearless tries to put the move on Eke Vilova but doesn't quite get it done. Looks like this seems to be the bit of the bottleneck at the minute. As Fearless seems to have quite a lot of pace, but just doesn't seem to be able to get the move done at the minute. So we head into the first DRS zone. Will he get a good exit out of here? Looks alright, but I don't think he's quite close enough to get the move done just yet. And look at the closing speed. He is definitely running a very low drag setup here.
Right on the back of it.
Yeah, I reckon this will be a fairly straightforward move down the straight. If not, if he does it before the hairpin. No, he thinks better of it. He's waiting.
Nah.
Yeah, he's just going to wait and get his exit. I think he knows he's got the pace. Just needs to be patient about it. Just gets a little bit squirrely on exit there. He should have enough straight line speed to get back past Eke.
Just keeping himself out wide, I think. Oh, he's looking up the inside. He is alongside him. A bit of contact.
Yeah, but he manages to get that done as NRC Ants picks up a 3-second time penalty. And now Breezy also capitalising on that battle there and managing to get past Eke as well. So losing 2 places in one corner there for Eke Vilova. That will be annoying for him. But it's just all about settling into this race. He gets a little bit squirrely coming out of the top of the corner there. Looking further up the grid, Teabag managed to get past Steffi as well. We did miss that battle, unfortunately, but I think it was a fairly straightforward overtake down the DRS zone.
I think as well what might have happened is Steffi might have got a little bit out of position, because he has lost a lot of time there to Teabag.
Yeah, potentially. It looked like they were going side by side into the final chicane, so definitely going to lose us a lot of time doing that. Right on board here with Breezy as he's the next one coming up, as you see NRC Ants, or NRC Island rather, get past NRC Ants. Maybe a bit of NRC teamwork there. Oh, a storm! Comes out of almost nowhere there, sending it out the inside at the hairpin, but he's made it work.
These two are battling.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and pick up the toe here, but it looks like NRC Ants is going to get the toe as Breezy gets in front of HCR Fearless, just in front of your screen there. And we're already starting to see some...
As we have pits.
So early pit stops here from some of these guys, and this is a smart move as well, because when you're in such a tight packed grid like this, you pit early and get that undercut, you don't have to deal with that traffic, and you can start to get out of this DRS train. But surprisingly, it's Eke and Fearless who jumped early, who are near the front of the train, so they're looking to undercut Breezy here. But I'm surprised that not like Storm and Ants didn't decide to jump a little bit early as well. Maybe just to try and jump a couple of guys in that train and get out of that.
I suppose that a few of them may be thinking just get themselves up the grid a little bit more, just settle into the race. I mean, there's only been 5 laps at the moment and it's been chaos already, especially for penalties and all the rest of that. So they're just going to settle themselves down, calm themselves down, and maybe pit within a lap or two. So don't want to lose too much time here now, obviously, with the undercut.
Yeah.
I suppose it's going to be running in clean air.
I mean, the smart thing here will be for Storm and Ants to pull into the pits now, to not get held up in this traffic, and join Fearless and Eke further down, as Fearless picks up a 3-second time penalty there.
As Anthem clipped the wall of champions, and he has lost an end plate.
Okay, so leader of the race.
So he's lost his front right end plate.
Yeah, that'll spice things up a bit as we see Ants pull into the pit lane there. So he's trying to cover off that undercut as best he can. Chelsea picks up another 3-second time penalty. Seeing a lot of early on time penalties. I reckon this grid will be completely thrown about by the time we get to the end of this. Just seeing ABR Raz trying to put the move on D6W. There's a bit of wheel bang there coming through turns 3 and 4. Still looking for the move at the inside, but D6W has the better line through there and will be able to keep it. Interesting to see whether he can get anything done in the DRS zone. He's just struggling to get the power down a little bit there. Yeah. He's still close. I think it's going to have to be one down the long straight. We'll move back up to NRC Island and Breezy, because Island is all over the back of Breezy on those soft tyres. So the mediums, I think, are starting to come into their own against the soft runners here. And they're going to start making some moves.
This is really
helping the back of him.
Storm, Ramos, Christoph, even D6 is going to pull him right back into the mix here with this little battle.
Yep, so here comes Island down the straight. Nice and easy.
Easy enough.
Yep. A lot of overspeed on that Ferrari. Attraction is Nicki Minaj.
Steffi Worthy and Nicki Minaj going to the pits.
Okay, so interesting that the two of them have gone into the pits at the same time, and unfortunately, yeah, Nicki's going to get held.
It's really going to hurt, yeah.
So that's
see how quickly it changes tyres. It's not as bad as I've seen it sometimes, but it's still not great. It's really going to hurt his race out.
Yeah, so that's a shame for the Red Bull team there. There's also a shame that double stacking is not really a thing in this game. It would be lovely to see some actual double stacks in F1, but alas, Codemasters. See Anthem, that gap from Teabag to Anthem is starting to come down a bit now with that wing damage.
Just looking as well, Island's up 7 places here. ERN Ramos is up 8. And Stickman and DPT Paul, who had a qualifying ban, is now up 10 places on the hard tyre, so he could be in a really good position here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw that Paul made up 4 positions on track, but the other thing to remember is he's going to pick up a further 3 when Anthem, Teabag and Darko Wade eventually pull into the pits here. In fact, as Steffi
gets past.
Yeah, so Steffi on the fresh mediums is going to be the faster car at the moment. It would be wise of Paul just to sort of sit back.
Anthem is in the pits. Let's see are they going to change a wing? I think they are. They are going to change the wing, so that's... I wouldn't be surprised to see Teabag come out ahead of him. Yep, there he goes.
Yep, so a change of lead there, which is great to see. We got a bit of a battle on our hands.
It will make it interesting, because there is going to be quite a lot of traffic now, and it's interesting to see whereabouts each of these drivers are going to come out, if they're going to be separated here. It seems like Matriz is just going to... Matriz and Eke. Sorry, no, I'm looking in the complete wrong place. It's DPT Paul and Teabag here.
Yeah, so I've gone on board with Teabag here as he's right behind Stickman here. Look at that, just getting such better exit with those fresh tyres. He's got the grip, he's got to use it while he can and try and build that gap to Anthem. And stick some cars in between the two of them. I was looking further up, Island's got a bit of clean air now on these mediums. It's like what we were saying before, with that free tyre choice, you can go that extra bit longer and find that clean air, and when you do that, you know, you don't get stuck in this traffic. And if he is going for the one stop, which I'd assume he is, it's going to be very beneficial to him, because all these other soft runners are going to have to stop again.
Exactly, and all of them are going to come up behind Island here, who seeming to got good pace at the moment in the race. As apparently the pit window is open for the medium 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, so that's the other thing to remember with the mediums is they, they obviously have to use the other tyres choice. You can't just go medium. Anthem there just gets past Stickman. That looked a bit like team orders between the two Racing Point cars. Stickman didn't.
Very much so.
Yeah, didn't throw up too much of a fight.
As he looked like Anthem just gave a little bit of a wiggle then, just to say, like, thank you.
Yeah. Just running.
I don't think Stickman's going to be too fussed at the moment. I mean, he's up 10 positions, so I'm sure he'll be quite happy at the moment, just racing his own race.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is the traffic's not looking too bad at the moment, as Teabag is getting stuck behind Steffi and ABR Raz here. Steffi seems to be putting the move on Raz, as he hasn't got a very good exit. Teabag go very cautiously into that corner, broke quite early and just almost coasted into that corner there, so being very careful not to give himself damage, as he knows he has the position here. But as we can see, Anthem already on the back of Teabag.
Oh.
So that gap...
ABR Raz pushing really close to the wall then as well then.
Oh, as he just taps the back of Anthem there, Raz. Don't think he got any damage there. I couldn't see any end plate coming flying off the car there, but lucky to get away with that one. So Anthem sets the fastest lap of the race again. Yep, so with his new front wing, he's got the pace back again and he's on it. He wants to take back that net lead.
He will be absolutely fuming about losing that front wing, because it is effectively cost him a place right there. Steffi just picks up the time penalty.
Yeah.
In 3 seconds.
Another thing that I noticed is that Steffi actually jumped both of them in the pits as well. So technically the net leader is actually Steffi at the minute, but obviously they're on the slightly older tyres. It's now coming onto the back of D6W. This just shows how much a time, the traffic can cost you. I mean, it was what, about a 1.5 second gap? And
it was and that was the second place as well.
With that traffic, it's cost them, as T-Bear picks up a 3-second time penalty, as Steffi now goes to the outside of D6W. Gets a bit of a lock up on the inside, goes clean around the outside. Lovely little move there through the hairpin. And now no doubt.
And unfortunately for D6, he's not got DRS down the straight, and he's just going to be slim pickings. I mean, it's over a kilometre here.
Yeah. Oh, as Anthem goes with a late move down the inside, but he pulls into the pits anyway. I was going to say Anthem would want to hang around behind him, watching his two rivals go through. As Teabag now setting to do the move on the outside of Steffi.
Perfectly done there, perfectly positioned, knowing that it's going to be an inside line for the next corner.
Yeah, smart racing there from him.
Got himself. Again, it's just another car for Anthem to deal with at the moment. And hopefully with a bit of clean air, Teabag can just give himself a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, and obviously these guys are all still racing for position, technically, so they're not gonna want to give it up. The other thing that's interesting to look is I was just looking at this NRC Island and Ramos gap as well.
Yeah,
these two haven't.
It's come right down.
But these two haven't been. The gap's been about the same, but they just haven't been battling each other, which is just a smart move. There's no point losing each other time when you're overcutting on all the guys on the soft running. As with Trees.
Trees is retired.
Yep, so we'll just ride on board here with D6W.
Now might be the turn. It is not calling out safety car.
It looks like it was Fearless, so it looks like the two teammates getting to blows maybe. As Fearless has also not got a front... in fact, he does have a front wing, but he was ghosted.
Fearless has a front wing.
As Steffi's dropped back now behind Anthem. We're seeing ABR Raz now pull into the pit lane to do their first stop of the race. All kicked off at once again.
I imagine NRC Ireland and Ramos were probably praying for a safety car at that moment.
Yeah, that would almost be perfect timing for those guys. I mean, you could probably slap on a set of hards and go to the end, but the free pit stop alone would be very useful.
Still behind them on the hasn't pitted yet, Christoph. So the front three have not pitted yet, and it's literally Teabag that's in what would be a net pole once those rounds of pit stops are done.
I must say I have been really impressed with Teabag, Anthem and Steffi's use of these new medium tyres. They've really caught up to these guys that did decide to stay out. But obviously it's quite a short pit lane here, so it doesn't cost you as much to go in there.
Not too much, no. It's 18 seconds, I believe, just over.
Yep.
Oh, as we've got Christoph going into pit, so he's the first in the front three to go, so we'll see what happens with the rest, and maybe they might be thinking of an undercut here.
Yep. as you just see Anthem, I think, set another fastest lap of the race as he's all over the back of Teabag once again. So Anthem definitely the pace setter here. He is the driver with the pace. He seems to have that little bit extra over everyone else. Let's just see Storm.
Storm picks up a 3-second time
Yeah.
through the final chicane.
In fact, interesting to see there, Christoph has opted to go for the soft tyres. So he was on the same strategy as NLC Island and Ramos, but that says to me that he's now doing the two-stop. So, but what's interesting about that is he's going to get the undercut on those two, and he was, what, about 4 seconds down, roughly? So if he...
yeah, it wasn't too
if
far.
he really makes these tyres work in the next couple of laps, he could potentially jump the two of them. It's a bit of a big ask, but... that is something to look out for.
It's a big ask and it's a big risk, especially if they go on to say a longer stint.
Yeah, of course.
Think, you know what, we'll just take a hard tie to the end now. Play it safe.
Yeah, so you see Anthem. Look at the overspeed on Anthem's car. It's a rocket ship in a straight line, and he just goes straight past Teabag into the final chicane. So
Ramos is in the pits. Let's see what he's going for here.
yeah, so
Ramos has gone for another set of mediums.
I'll just get on board here with Nicky, who was right behind Breezy, but hasn't got the best exit out of the final couple of corners, and now Arndt is on the back of them. So looking for the move on the outside. Oh, they cover that off. A little bit of a late cover off there, maybe. I'm not too sure, as DP2 Paul retires from the session.
DP2 Paul.
What?
Looks like it was in the pit lane.
Yeah, so decided to give up on the race there, which is a little bit of a shame. It was an interesting one to look at.
His chin, he wasn't too far off from the points there.
Yeah,
Storm all over the back of Ants there.
yeah, just getting on board with him now.
Really trying to get himself past.
Gets a good exit. He's got the overtake. He's going to have the outside line into the corner, which is the preferred one. Go to the outboard shot. Does he get it swing around? Oh, doesn't quite get the pace and has to cut the corner. Doesn't actually use the escape bollard there. And now Ramos, who's come out of absolutely nowhere with an incredible exit out of that corner. He's going for the outside at the hairpin.
Ramos does have the freshest tyres out of these three here, and the traction there on the exit is just showing.
Yeah, look at that, and he's going to have the DRS down the straight, so that's a done move there from Ramos. Good stuff from him.
Anthem has cut the lead down to Island just to 2 seconds now. That's all it is now, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's insane how much these boys have bought to them.
As Nicky's now opted to come into the pits, looks like they're going for a set of hard tyres, and oh yes, they got to serve that 5-second penalty for speeding earlier. So that's going to hurt them a little bit, but they will be able to go to the end, and the wing change as well, so that's going to lose them quite a few positions, I'd imagine. As Storm is now past Arndt's. Unfortunately I missed that. Sorry.
It's looking like he's going to be down in P17. Yeah, P17 Nicky is.
Yeah, so a lot of the runners at the moment have really got to be hoping for a safety car to bring them back into this race. Oh, this is barely... In fact, it's starting to spread out a little bit now that we've had the pit stops. Storm is actually catching up to the back of Ramos a bit here, and will be just about inside of DRS. But the move I will look out for is Anthem and Island. We might see a move here as Island pulls into the pits.
As Island pulls right, yeah.
Oh,
right,
and he gets the 5 seconds.
So as he picks the 5 second,
yeah, that's...
I was literally about to say that he'd been keeping it very clean. I hadn't seen his name come up yet. And then that happens.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, but I'm guessing, yep, he's gone for the hard set of tyres, so that is his only stop that he needs to make in this race. So as long as he keeps it out of the wall, it should be a good result for him here.
Just going to see how far back that puts him now.
It's going to look like it puts him in P11, P10, that kind of area. He's a bit nip and tuck. Yeah, he's just about to come out in P10. As you see Breezy pick up another 3-second time penalty.
Is 21 seconds behind Anthem. That's, call it 3 seconds if Anthem pits again as ABR Raz retires in the pit lane. That's unfortunate for him, especially not to finish the race around here.
Yeah.
Looking there. Seems like Anthem's really just settled in now.
Yeah, back in the clean air again. As long as he's not knocking off his front wing again, should be plain sailing for him. He's getting very close to the wall of champions there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very close.
Just show it off a bit.
It's the life he lives. He's either all or nothing.
Yeah, of course. As Nicky picks up another 3-second time penalty there as Christoph gets past Arndt. as he also picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. But interesting there, he's on the soft tyres, he's got a lot of pace now, so interesting to see whether he can utilise the softer rubber and try and make up some positions here.
So just looking here to see, because Ramos really isn't seeming to put with Storm, just hits the wall slightly there. I'm just going to see if he's got, no, his wing's alright.
Yeah.
Just see the tyre life. Yeah, so Ramos here is on 7 lap younger tyres than Storm, but Storm's keeping it together quite nicely at the moment.
Yeah, as you just see Chelsea.
He's keeping Ramos very true.
Yeah, just seeing Chelsea pick up another 3-second time penalty. I've seen many penalties for them. Definitely not their track. Definitely not enjoying this one. But they're not the only one. I know many people who dislike this track quite a lot.
Steffi as well, keeping it nice and close to T-Bag there. And then Ramos behind. So if it was to stay like this, penalties provided, which there are many, Anthem, T-Bag and Steffi, like, really the main three in qualifying is Steffi just starts to lose it there a little bit. Eke's on 13 lap old medium, so it might be his time to come in soon. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see when these guys come in for their second set of mediums, because I'm doubting that these will go to the end. I don't think they will. It'll be a big ask if they do, but I'd reckon around lap 20-ish, I think is about the time.
Eke just...
So they could come in now.
Eke just picked up wing damage.
Okay.
It's an end plate.
Yeah, you can see that he's missing a bit of end plate there, so he should be backing off and coming into the clutches of Breezy there. It looks like the next move we're going to see on track is potentially our Christoph on Storm. So, but I would say I don't know whether he's really been catching up as much as I'd expect him to. I mean, he is 5 laps on these soft tyres, and they do go off at what, lap 6 or so. They do properly drop off the cliff.
Say,
or is he...
maybe add like a lap and a half, because obviously like qualifying trim, putting that load through the tyres, but hopefully he can keep them going for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and look at this now, he's got the overspeed. What am I saying? Not catching quick enough. Shoots past on the next straight. Completely making me look like an idiot.
Oh.
As we see Steffi pulling into the pits early. Yeah, so going for the second...
Had a wing change.
Yeah, okay, but... good early stop there, actually. I'd say that's a good move to try and maybe undercut T-Bag in front, but obviously with the wing change that might leave it off for that. But that puts Breezy back up into P3 in this race so far.
And Ramos right back up into P4. He's really fighting for this now.
Yeah, I mean, earlier on he got overtaken by the leaders. Now he's back out in front of them as they're making their second stop, so... And he's only on 5 lap old mediums. He may be able to stretch those to the end, but I have a slight feeling that he'll have to go on to a set of softs come the end of the race. I'm not sure what he started on, but good job from him so far.
Just looking here, so gonna have the DRS on the main straight. He's on, just picks up time penalty as well. That's unfortunate. So he's right behind D6W here, on much. Get a good exit out of the hairpin, hopefully with the traction. Yeah,
as just on board there, as Storm decides to pull into the pits, so does Arndt behind him. So these guys going for their second stop on lap 20. Probably going for another set of mediums
really
to the end.
Down. Is he going to make the move? No, he just thinks better of it.
He gets a good exit here. He should be able to get a move done going into turn 1. Looks for the outside that will turn into the inside come turn 1. Gets the braking done. Ooh, still side by side as D6W hangs it round. Who's going to get the better traction still?
Eke there with the traction.
Yeah, that outside traction.
Fresh tyres.
Great stuff from there. Both
goes on
both
to
leaving each
mediums.
other plenty of room. Nice close racing. Good to see.
I imagine that'll be it for Storm at the moment now. That's his stop, Storm.
Yep, so...
Pretty sure that he started inside top 10, didn't he? So he would be on the soft tire if he was in the top 10.
Yeah, that was his second stop of the race, so he'll be going to the end here.
Yeah.
Now on board with Ramos, who's coming up behind Breezy now. Again, much newer tyres, but look at the straight line speed. It seems to just be like, you know, turned up to 10 as Breezy decides to pull into the pits.
There we go.
Yep. As Ramos picks up a time penalty for jumping over that curb once again. That final chicane proving to be very difficult for Div 2, causing a lot of penalties.
all of them not wanting to lose too much time to either the car behind and getting the jump on the next straight as well. That's the problem.
Yeah, Steffi, who opted for that earlier stop to the other guys, sets the fastest lap of the race. In fact, they're now on the back of NRC Island, who went for that one-stop strategy. So it looks like the two-stop has proved to be the fastest strategy compared to NRC Island, going for the one-stop. And will most likely get the move done with these fresher tyres. Oh, Steffi gets the rear end sticking out.
He's really been struggling with that corner at the moment.
Yeah, really pushing it. Definitely desperate to get past and get into that clean air so they can start trying to close into that gap onto Teabag and Anthem ahead. Let's just look back to ERN Storm, who's all over the back of Darko Wade now. Don't think he's...
Looking at Anthem there, he's as Teabag comes into the pits.
Just saw Fearless go up the inside of Stickman there as well. Very close to the wall there.
Teabag did have wing damage, so that's why he came into the pits. He's on his final set of mediums there.
Yep, as well as our Christoph. He's come into the pits as well off the softs. Could maybe take another set of softs to the end, or maybe a set of mediums. Be interesting to see what they go for. Yep, they go for the mediums. Storm gets past Darko down the straight.
Just looking at Ramos here, so he's on 8-lap-old mediums. Potentially, all he needs to do is take these a few more laps, bang on a set of softs, and then that's it. He's flying. He's got a good little gap now as well.
Yeah, I mean,
looking at it, he'd probably come out. He would probably come out around P7ish.
I mean, the other thing to look at there is the undercut performed by Steffi here has worked wonders to Teabag. Look at the gap.
This could work really in his favour.
It's nearly, what, 4.5, 4.3 or so seconds they've managed to gain over the top of them. So good job by them, probably solidifying a podium there.
As Anthem is in the pits.
As long as nothing goes wrong, yeah. So Anthem's probably coming in for another set of medium tyres. Yeah, as they go on, as Storm gets another 3 seconds.
As he's changing the front wing again.
Yeah, so all of the top 3 runners
really pushing
having
hard.
to do wing changes, I've noticed there. Let's just see Ramos come past and, in fact, adopt the race lead. So, if there was a safety car now...
Close.
Yeah.
I think Anthem's going to have it just with the slow turn 1 coming around turn 2, yeah.
Yeah. Also, just look how much Steffi managed to catch up on Anthem as well. The gap was quite big between these two. But that undercut's managed to bring them right back in it, and especially with how common the penalties are here. Could be an outside chance at jumping Anthem here.
Just looking there as well, NLC Island on these hard tyres really worked out well for him there with the one stop. Considering where he was in the race.
Yeah, I mean...
Starting down in P11.
I think maybe we were overestimating, saying that maybe he'd be an outside chance at the win. I mean, true, he was in contention for that, but I think this two-stop has just proved to be too powerful for these guys here. You should see...
Efi there is on 20-lap-old hard tyres, so it'll be interesting to see if he takes these all the way to the end.
Yeah, I'll be impressed if he does, as he picks up a 3-second time penalty there, as Teabag now comes around the outside of Ireland. Ireland not really fighting that one at all.
Yeah.
Ferraris behaving themselves. Maybe not so much in real life, but hey-ho.
Well, definitely not in real life. All I think about is Brazil.
The flashbacks.
How Vettel doesn't think that's his own fault, I have no idea.
Right, okay, we'll stop that before there's an eruption of arguments. As we see Skeefy pull into the pits, so he's not going to finish the race on those 20-lap-old hards. That answers your question, Will. Which is nice to see. I would be really impressed if we managed to take those to the end, but you may as well come in and maybe bolt on a couple of sets of softs towards the end, go for the fastest lap, because it does not look like a points finish today for Skeefy.
ERN Storm, just looking at that there, I'm pretty sure he just set a purple first sector.
Yep, so he's also on relatively new medium tyres, inside the top 10 at the minute.
4-lap-old. Let's get me back onto interval, let's just see. Anthem again, really close to Ramos here now.
Yeah, using those fresher tyres. I mean, what, they're 9 laps fresher tyres he's got there to utilise.
Yeah. The thing is as well is Ramos is going to have to pit. He started
he will.
13th, I believe, and he's been on 2 sets of mediums now, so he will have to pit at some point.
It's Fearless.
HCR Fearless picks up.
Yeah, he's getting very close to the back of Storm here. It looks like he's going to be able to set up a move into turn 1. Opts for the inside line. Will Storm be able to hold it around the outside? Yes, he is. A little bit later on the brakes there. Oh, I think they bash wheels a little bit there. A little bit of contact between the 2 drivers, but Storm manages to stay ahead. Fearless gets a really good exit out of that corner. Will he go for the move into turn 3? Oh, Storm just about leaves him the room there. He is all over the back of him, and while this is all going on, Christoph lurking in the background there, just looking for any mistake from either of these 2 drivers to pick up these positions. As Christoph takes it very cuts that corner quite a lot there.
I think he didn't realise how little speed he had, and the car just turned on.
Yeah, just turned way too much. But Fearless now really putting on the pressure on Storm. He's all over the back of him. Will he be making a move before or after the hairpin? Looks like he's going to go for before. Ooh, nearly going into the back of him there. Manages to just keep it out. Great driving here so far.
See, if I was one of these drivers right now, I'd be thinking a lot about, right, what does the car in front of me have? I'd be constantly on to Jeff, like, tell me about the car in front to find out about their penalties. But then in the back of my mind, I'd be trying to tally up what I've got at the same time.
Yeah, it's always hard trying to judge that. It's like, do I need to go for this move? Can I just stick in behind and play it safe? Yeah. As Fearless now gets the move done on Storm before the braking zone. This should be a done deal, but Storm very late on the brakes. Oh, as Fearless knocks him a little bit wide.
As Christoph almost comes round.
So, bit nip and tuck stuff there. A little bit cheeky there from the 2 drivers. A little bit of contact, but luckily it doesn't look like there was any damage, so shouldn't lose each other too much time.
Starker got past nice and easily there, past Chelsea.
Yeah, as Breezy, I think, just went around the outside of Ireland. Sorry, I just about missed that. Only caught the end of it, but good move there from Breezy going into that corner as Chelsea picks up another 3-second time penalty. But Ireland on these hard tyres, it's going to be so hard to defend from these guys on the 2-stop because these fresher mediums. But he needs to stick with this because come the last 5 laps or so of this race, his hards should come into their own a bit and they might be a little bit better. Anthem sets the fastest lap.
Anthem sets the fastest lap again. He's just so comfortable at this point now in the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his sort of track as Steffi picks up another 3-second time penalty there. And in fact, Teabag has also started to catch up to the back of them. So that gap that was about 4 seconds now down to about 1.5-ish, give or take.
Just looking there, there's still that little train of HCR Fearless, Storm, all lurking behind each other. It's about a second that separates them all.
Yeah, good stuff from all of them as Anthem picks up a 3-second time penalty. Be interesting to see come the end of this race whether any of these penalties changes the pecking order. I'm sure it will here, there, and probably everywhere. But
well, other than that 5 seconds, I'm pretty sure that's still a few, like not that many, in comparison to a few of the other drivers. Ireland's done very well to keep it on the track.
Yeah,
he's been playing it very smart at the moment.
Just look ahead to Ireland, see if he can make a move back on Breezy down this straight. I think he's a little bit too far back, unfortunately. As Ramos now finally comes into the pits, and I'm guessing they're going to go for a set of soft tyres. So Ramos hopefully will be showing us some moves in the dying laps of this race.
Only 7 laps to go of this 35-lap race.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. I think he's left it just about the perfect amount of time there, just before the softs are going to go off on him.
In fact, it looks like he's going to come out in this battle with HCR Fearless and Storm. In fact, he managed to get in front of it just about, which is perfect for him. He would not want to get stuck in a DRS train with those guys right at the end of the race. He wouldn't be able to get good use out of those tyres. As we see Iron.
Just looking there now.
Yeah.
Now with Ramos in the pits, the gap is 7 seconds. Anthem's managed to pull away.
Yeah, impressive stuff. He's just got a real knack for this track, I think. It's just right up his street, managing to get these moves done.
The only problem he's got at the moment is if he's tallied up his penalties and he knows, right, I need to get however much further ahead, which could land him in more trouble. I'm surprised we haven't seen a disqualification yet. It's been quite a lot of penalties for a few drivers here.
Yeah, as I just see Speedy say in the chat that Ramos will probably go for the fastest lap. I'm sure he will on those soft tyres, but it'll be interesting to see whether anyone outside the top 10 tries to steal that point away. Haven't actually seen it too much myself in this division. They all tend to just run their own race, and also it's quite risky doing that, especially with the amount of penalties people can pick up in Canada. You never know, you might be able to sneak into that top 10 even if you are really far back. I mean, maybe even Nicky, but I think I've seen them getting quite a few penalties this race themselves, so I very much doubt that. The gap between Island and Breezy is fluctuating quite a lot. I think I'll go on board with Ramos here because he's most likely the one that's going to be making up these moves in this race. He's already on the back.
Looking there as well. Storm and Christoph have really dropped off from one another here, and Storm's dropped behind from Fearless. So I think as well, like Fearless just got himself a little bit comfortable now, and he's not stuck in that train as well. He's not having to worry about the cars behind constantly being with him.
Yeah, I mean, he was all over the back of Storm. I think he just has maybe a little bit more pace than him here. He just needs to make that move, get that move done. But like now that they have, it's interesting. Once these moves get done, they seem to just be spreading out just about over a second.
Yeah.
Just so we don't get any action. How convenient. But oh well.
That being said, Ramos is coming in quick as well. He's cut that gap down by quite a lot here. So it'd be interesting to see again with these slower speed corners how much traction he does have, and it's right on top of him.
Yeah, just look at the traction difference. He's all over the back of Arntz here. He'll really get the move done. It'll be interesting to see whether he can get a move done in the first CRS zone. Haven't seen too many moves here this race so far, as Island picks up another 3-second time penalty there. Yeah.
Right, is Ramos going to go for it? I feel like I'd save myself to the back straight and then go on to the... he had a little look just to see.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far back there, I feel. But interesting to see Arntz actually getting quite good exits. So they got about a similar exit coming out of that corner, but obviously these soft tires are going to be way more consistent. Yeah, and just...
There we go, as Arntz just goes a slight bit deep. Gets good exit though.
Yeah, in fact, we've got a bit of a battle coming up. Further up the field between Steffi and Teabag. I think I just saw Steffi cut the corner a bit there.
Oh, they're trading places.
Yeah, it's already going out.
Teabag's had the DRS.
Yeah, so Teabag manages to get past. Ramos didn't quite get past on that DRS straight. They're going to have another look into turn 1 a little bit late on the DRS, but in fact, look at their ERS all the way down at like 3%. They got nothing left in that battery to do with. So maybe they just need to chill.
Really pushing.
Yeah. Ooh, taps the back of Arntz there and loses the rear end a little bit, but he manages to keep it together. Good.
Hasn't got wing damage from what I can see.
Yeah, great car control there from Arntz to manage to keep that car going in a straight line. Really impressive stuff so far. I'm surprised that Ramos hasn't just shot straight past him, but I think Arntz has been a little bit smarter with his ERS. He hasn't burnt it all, he's still got 30% while Ramos is burning it. And as I say that, Ramos, look at the overspeed there, just shoots back up the inside. Try to run side by side through there. Ooh, good stuff there from the two Div 2 drivers, giving each other plenty of room.
Zar's coming right back though. He's really starting to use that ARS now.
Yeah, I mean, he can use...
Saved it perfectly for this moment.
He has saved it up, so...
He's going to get the DRS here.
He just doesn't have the exit, does he? Unfortunate for him, he can't. Those medium tyres just are nowhere near as good as those fresh softs.
The only problem is as well for Ramos here is that those softs now have been spent trying to get past someone, and he's going to be really hard pressed to get a fastest lap in.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a bit of a gap now. He's got about 2 seconds, so he's got a little bit of clean air to maybe try and put the lap in. I think the person who has it at the moment is Anthem. I'll just double check that. Yeah, it is Anthem with a 1:10.4.
Oh, we had a car out that was Ski Feet. He's just lost up the traction.
Yeah.
Traction out the hairpin, and he's just collided the wall there. He's lost an end plate by the looks of what I can see. Yeah, it's unfortunate for that. His first race on his wheel though, and he's looking to finish it at the moment.
Yeah.
So a lot better than what I've done.
So there's still a battle going on. 4P2 in this race between Steffi and Teabag, but it looks like Teabag's just got the ascendancy in this one. Just a little bit more pace, it makes all the difference.
Skiffy retires in the pits.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple of laps left to go in the race. I think he's done all he can, really. Not really any hope of getting any
I think
points.
he came to terms with it.
Yeah.
He would have had to have changed his wing, but
yeah,
still unfortunate to see.
But anyway, good effort from him, as we just see HCR Fearless, get past NRC Arntz there. So that sort of came out of
It
nowhere.
looks like the answer's answer's grip's starting to lose a little bit.
Yeah, I only spotted that at the last
really
second.
being cautious. Oh, as we've got
Another yellow flag.
We've got not Anthem. I think it is Stickman.
Yeah, Stickman.
Yeah,
Oh my
it
god.
was Stickman.
I thought that was Anthem for a second there. I saw the pink dot on the minimap. I was like, oh my god.
I'm seeing
Here
a
we
red
go.
one pits. It is Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, so going for the late soft tyre stop, going for that fastest lap. But ACR Fearless has been very impressive this race so far. Shown very good pace. And some good overtakes as well. It's nice to see.
It's been very clean actually. I've not seen anything a bit too dodgy. There's been a few hits here and there, which
yeah, I mean,
but that's just the spirit of racing.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bump here and there. I mean, as long as it's not too untoward, as Ramos is now catching onto the back of Eke here. He's caught this very quickly. It'll be interesting to see whether he can maybe even catch onto the back of Ireland in front and get that position as well. It will be very impressive. But as we're coming into the final couple of laps, as Eke just loses the rear end there. Will Ramos maybe get an opportunity on the outside here? No. Thinks sensibly about it. Doesn't go for a lunge. I think he's just going to wait until he gets to the DRS zone and get it done when it's nice and easy. But what I was just about to say is, we're getting to the final couple of laps of this race. Nominations for Driver of the Day. I think Ireland's got to be up there as Ramos just goes around the outside of Eke Belova. Or bash wheels, and he's going to have to take to the escape road.
Yeah, he takes.
Uses the little bollard. But now he's lost the position to HCR Fearless, who's now also going to go for the move on Eke. Tries to go around the outside. Doesn't get it there. Will he get the undercut? No, he just taps the back of him, but it doesn't look like he got any damage. Now Ramos is all over the back of him here. Could we see a double overtake down this straight? I don't think so, but hey ho.
So Anthem has started his final lap.
Yeah. So final lap of the race. If anyone has any suggestions for Driver of the Day, do please let us know in the chat. It's always appreciated to know who you think. I think me personally, it's got to be Anthem. I mean, it's winning this race by 14 seconds.
Yeah.
He has had to do wing changes as well, which I think is almost more of a testament.
As well, yeah.
More of a testament to his pace even more and how quick he's been.
Well, let's see where he finishes off with the penalties first.
Yeah.
There could be a late winner.
True. I mean, I'd be very surprised if after a 15-second gap.
Also.
But
he comes around the final hairpin there.
Yeah, this little train here between Eke HCR and ERN Ramos here. It's getting very, very feisty. All three of them wanting to get ahead. May not make a difference on the penalties. Oh, it's Fearless! Fearless goes around and in the wall.
That's so unfortunate for him. He's still he's still going.
He's managed to. He's recovered that fairly quickly, and and Storm just sends it at the hairpin. He sees his opportunity and he takes it. And he's also going to be looking to maybe get a move on the back of Arntz. I think he's a little bit too far back to do it. Stay on board here with Ramos quickly as Anthem does cross the line and win this race. Very impressive job from him.
Yep. Looking like it. So our top three there.
Oh, Zeki gets Gurley on the line, and it looks like Ramos is going to get him up to the line.
Ramos is going to. Oh my god.
The great stuff there.
As Ramos jumps up to 4.
Yeah, it's a massive jump for Ramos there. Great stuff from him.
Lots of penalties.
Yeah, lots of penalties there. In fact, we even see Storm, who dropped from, I think, was in a net P8 all the way down to P11. So he will not be happy with that, missing out on points there. It's a bit further back for any other battles on track. Don't think we have any. Let's just see Speedy saying, happy time in the chat. I think Storm did have one of those moments, but God, what a manic last lap we had there. Everyone just going for it, but impressive stuff there from Ramos to take that. In fact, making up 9 positions in this race. I think if it wasn't for Anthem's dominant performance there, I think I'd say he'd probably be my driver of the day. Incredible race from him. In fact, doing a completely different strategy to everyone else by taking those softs at the end of the race, and it really paid out well for him because he managed to use that clean air he had. Frag just asking in chat what happened to Skeefy. I think the wheel happened to Skeefy, unfortunately, but he stuck with it.
Lost traction a few times.
I think he only spun twice, which, to be fair, is is fair enough as the game gives. Driver of the day to ERN Ramos. And I think, to be fair, I might get Ramos in for an interview here because he's done an incredibly good job. In fact, can you invite him? Just because I don't want to show my lovely Xbox menus to everyone.
As soon as I get back to the menu, just to see, we'll get him in. Actually, wait with. Yeah, like fantastic performance from Ramos there.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. It's almost a bit of a shame that he had to take to that escape road and kind of set him back a little bit at the end. It'd be interesting to see whether he could have maybe made up even a little bit more time, because look at that. 2/10 I think he was off the back of Steffi. He was very close to a podium, in fact, I think there. And only the 1 3-second time penalty as well, keeping it very clean all race. So these are your final race results. Anthem takes the win in dominant fashion and with the fastest lap and with pole position, so that's a nice little triple there for him. Teabag in P2 and Steffi in P3. Really impressive stuff from all of those drivers. I think Teabag and Steffi haven't been in the league too long, so good stuff from them. Ramos taking that P4 out of absolutely nowhere, starting from P13. Breezy, Island, Arntz, Baloba, Fearless, Christoph rounding off the top 10. Good stuff from all those guys. Storm just missing out on the top 10 and missing out on those points in P11. He won't be happy with that, I can already tell you that.
No.
Darko, Nikki, D6W, Stickman, Chelsea, Skeefy, Raz, DPT Paul, and Matriz is your final lineup. I think we only had a few DNFs altogether. I don't think
not too many. It was 4, I believe.
And we only had one.
So we do have Ramos with us now.
Still.
Fantastic drive today, mate.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
Again, with the alternate strategy, how did that feel? Especially like those last few laps.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty long race, but managed to make a couple of nice moves. Tyres were feeling great. The mediums, they lasted a long time. Felt lovely the whole race. But Eke Below was really unlucky on the final exit. And managed to get a run on him down to across the line. So yeah, very nice last minute overtake.
It was a joy to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, really impressive stuff there from Ramos. It's great to see someone go for something a little bit different. I think you're the only one that were on the softs at the end after the 2-stop strategy, so that was nice to see. I think you were only something like 2/10 off getting a podium at the end there, I saw on the thing. So that has got to be incredibly frustrating for you, but I guess we don't know with stewarding. Maybe a penalty in there somewhere. I don't think I saw any instance, but you never know. But I just want to say, great job from you, and I would say your driver of the day, but I've given it to Anthem. I don't know if anyone else has put in the chat for driver of the day. I didn't really get any messages back, but I'll tell you what, I'll just give you driver of the day anyway. Made up a load of possessions, made it actually entertaining for us. You can be our driver of the day. Or joint driver of the day with Anthem. So that was Div 2 Canada in ERN. Thanks guys for tuning into the stream. Please do tune in tomorrow for Division 3 around Canada again, which you'll get to see the wonderful Will O. Howard racing, I believe. So
I mean, you say racing, we'll DNF at some point.
Yeah, racing or spinning. We'll wait and see which one it is. But I wish you all the luck, best of luck tomorrow. Hopefully you see some more of you guys in chat in there tomorrow as well. And thanks for tuning in. See ya.